Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cynthia if you're new here, and it's been a minute. It's been a minute. I'm not someone with a ton of subscribers who pay attention to the things that I do, so to me, it feels like it's been a while since I sat down, turned on the camera, talked to it, and just filmed a video. And just a little warning, I am going to be talking about burnout and depression briefly. So if those things bother you, feel free to leave the video or skip ahead or do what you got to do. I'm not going to be offended if you don't want to be here for this part of the conversation. But I have been around for 31 years, which means I have experienced 31 summers. And my 31st summer was by far the worst summer of my life. And I know that sounds very dramatic, but it is the truth. I had to finally acknowledge that not only was I severely burnt out, I was severely depressed. And there was no way that I could continue doing things the way that I was doing things because I was getting up, getting ready, going to work, and this summer at my job was awful. It was awful. It was just very chaotic. I lost a lot of key people, and so now I'm doing their jobs as well as mine. My workload has increased. My pay has not increased. My stress has increased. My pay has not increased. And so I was going to work and I was very stressed out and I was coming home and I was pretty much just having like a second lunch break where I would have dinner with Diego, who is my boyfriend, and then I would just go back to work working on my content, whether it was editing or writing, or sometimes I would even film after work. I tried not to. I don't like filming after work. I look like a hot mess. At some point, I just couldn't do it. I didn't want to go to work. I didn't want to work on my content. I didn't want to pick up the camera. I didn't want to draft a video. I didn't want to do anything. And so it got to the point where I was just in a horrible mood all the time. And I felt so depressed. And I think my wake up moment was when I was driving to work and someone jumped out in front of me. And I was like, oh my God, if I had gotten into a car accident, I wouldn't have had to go to work. That's not a healthy thought to have. And so it just kind of dawned on me that I needed to change. Something had to change. I had to do something. I couldn't keep going on the way I was going on. And so I just had to allow myself to not feel guilty that I wasn't filming a video. I had to allow myself to not feel guilty that I was doing pretty much the minimum at my job to, they can't fire me. I'm doing the job of like 3 people. Like that would be ballsy. But doing enough to not raise any red flags for anyone at my job that like, hey, what's going on with Cynthia? And I just had to accept that something's got to give. And so I did pull back from my YouTube channel, but I feel like I'm a teeny tiny small enough creator that it didn't really affect me, I feel like. And I'm coming up on my first YouTube anniversary, which is crazy. And I feel like for the first maybe 7, 8 months, I was very, very consistent. And then I took a break in July, thinking that if I just took 2, 3 weeks off, I'd be good. But I wasn't. Things just kept getting worse into August, into September. Things started to chill out in September. Things kind of calmed down. May to September is really our busy season at work. So if there was ever a time to not lose key people, it is May to September. But anyway, I just kind of had to allow myself to drop the ball, which for me is not easy because I am a bit of a perfectionist and I don't like to disappoint people because I am unfortunately a recovering people pleaser and I set boundaries. And those were primarily boundaries. I started with content and things at home because things at home were things that were in my control. Things at my job are not fully in my control, and so it's kind of harder to set boundaries there. I have come up with a plan for my day job. I don't want to get too into it yet. I feel like when you share things too early, the universe is like, oh, Well, I don't think so. And then things get all messed up. So we'll talk about that later when it's closer or when it's happening or after it's happened. I don't know yet, but I've just had to pull back and just rest and try to recover and really just put myself first, which was surprisingly hard to do. But I was like, if you show up every day for this job that you hate that's killing you, why can't you show up for yourself? There were a lot of life lessons taught and learned and understood this summer. And as we go into fall, I am very much slowing down. I still want to create content. I'm starting to feel like inspiration again, and I'm starting to feel a little bit more creative, and I feel a little bit more like myself. The last few months, I definitely have not felt like myself. Since I want to say, probably since June. Literally, when I got back to work after my PTO week that I took off for my birthday, the end of May, I went back to work, and ever since then, things just went downhill. And so, now that things have calmed down, like I said, I'm really trying to slow down and be more intentional. And honestly, as the weather changes, I'm starting to get into even more of like cozy mood sweaters. I've missed sweaters and soup. I love soup. But just kind of getting into it's getting colder, it's getting darker earlier. I want to rest a little bit more, and the holidays are coming around. I really want to spend time with the people that do make me feel fulfilled and happy and don't just drain me of energy. And so will I say that I'm completely recovered from my bit of burnout? No, absolutely not. But I will say that I do feel a lot better. I feel a lot better than I felt over the summer, which is quite an improvement. I also don't really feel depressed anymore. I do get little bouts of extreme anxiety that's really hard to shake, but I would say for the most part, just allowing myself to step back and to rest and to acknowledge that I have to do things differently has helped tremendously. And so I'm really looking forward to finishing out the year and making some changes and doing things differently. And I'm really ready to see what 2025 will bring. I'm not getting my hopes up because the last few years have been a little rough, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just happy that I made it through this storm in one piece, and now we can move forward. So, in terms of this video, I didn't draft this video. I didn't do anything. I didn't really do any planning. So, sorry if it feels all over the place. I'm kind of just trying to get back into the swing of things of filming and picking up my camera and filming things because, for a few months there, I wasn't filming much of anything. So, I do apologize if this video comes off across as a little all over the place. It's not my intention. I think that just might end up being what happens. But I figured we'd just hang out today. I do have to run to PetSmart for Archie. She is out of hay, or well, almost out of hay. And I think she's running low on pellets too. And I also like to get her whenever I go to PetSmart. She likes these little crunchy, they're like granola bars for guinea pigs. She loves those. So I also want to grab her a pack of those. I think that's it. I do have to go grocery shopping, but I'll probably do that tomorrow. Today is Saturday. It's probably going to be a very on the chill side vlog of life, which I am fine with because, like I said, I'm looking forward to slowing down and just, I don't know. But I figured we could hang out for a bit because we haven't hung out in a hot second. And I think that's all I got. I think I'm all talked out. But I guess let's head out in a bit. I did also buy a riser clip for my phone and the camera, so I guess we'll test that out today and hopefully I don't completely embarrass myself, but I'll stop talking. Let's just go. So, just like prime example of why I don't pay with cash. I went into I went into PetSmart, and I had cash on me, and I don't carry cash. If anyone gives me cash, I put it in the bank. I am a card girly, so I pay with cash because I had it on hand, but then I end up forming a line because she couldn't get the quarters open. And I was just like, this is why I pay with my card. I could have been out of here 45 seconds sooner had I just paid with my card, but it is what it is. Now a lady staring at me because, but it is what it is. So I say, let's go get Starbucks and then let's go home. Hi, it's been a few hours. I changed my shirt and I took my hair down because I filmed another video in between filming this one, and now I am at Diego's computer, just playing Sims and watching Nobody Wants This on Netflix for the second time because the show is very good and watching it once just wasn't enough for me. So I'm watching it again, I'm playing Sims, and I'm probably going to be doing this for the majority of the night until I'm probably also going to eat dinner here. But I'm just going to veg out for the rest of the day, so I think I'm going to end it here. But thank you so much for hanging out with me thus far. Like I said, this video wasn't really planned, so I just went into it wanting to just get back into it with filming, with feeling more like normal, I guess, in front of the camera. I don't think I ever felt normal in front of the camera, but after a couple of months, it definitely didn't feel as awkward as it did, and it kind of feels a little awkward. So I think this was a good opportunity to get back into it and to just jump back in. I'm still here. I haven't disappeared, but I am sorry that I have been very spotty over the last few months. But if you're going through burnout, if you're going through things, I see you, I feel you, you're gonna get through it. I'm still getting through it, and we're gonna be good. We're gonna be solid because I'm just confident that we are, because the alternative is thinking that we're not, and thinking that we're not strong means that we aren't strong, and we are strong. So before I get cringy or too self-improvementy with what I'm saying, I'm gonna leave it here. But thank you so much for hanging out with me. It was very enjoyable. I also vlogged in public. Talk about getting right back into the swing of things. Ziggy is chilling, as you can see, and we're just gonna hang out the rest of the night. So, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.